And welcome back to WCG, everyone. More Clash Royale action on the way as we're going to get to see Franco versus Arctic Pole.
Oh, yeah.
But we have spent that whole break working out what's going to happen, and I'm going to give it to, why does it says G-Clef on paper thing, but I'm going to give it to Munchables here. Munchable,
I mean,
tell me everything.
My fingers are pretty paper thin, but that ain't my name. Now, I've got here written on this little piece of paper our tiebreaker situation. So we're going into the game between Arctic Pole and Franco, and that is going to be a huge matchup in terms of the tiebreakers. Whoever wins that matchup is going forward into the semifinals. However, whoever loses that matchup isn't out of the running just yet. Right now we have Tauki, Arctic Pole, and Franco all on 3 and 3. Now if Tauki also loses his other game that's going to be happening off stream.
It's happening right now. If you see me keep like peeking over here, I can see the players. I'm trying to judge who's going to win the game. So
basically,
sorry, I'm looking away, everyone.
Out of Arctic Pole and Franco, whoever loses that series is going to be praying that Tauki also lost his series. And then at that point, it's going to go into a tiebreaker situation. Now, the way that will work is it depends on who beat who during their matches in the standard round robin. So Tauki would win the tiebreaker against Arctic Pole, but he would lose the tiebreaker against Franco. So there are 3 potential outcomes. Whoever wins this next series is going through into the semifinals. As soon as we know about Tauki's result, we will let you know. Tauki's destiny is in his own hands. If he wins his series, he will go into the semifinals also. Let's find out, though, as we head straight on into this game. And already things kicking off. And actually, we've got some gobbos to start things off.
Yeah, so we see the Miner coming up the back, getting decent amount of damage with the Tornado to activate the King Tower here. Franco is in a bit of... Wait, we're on Tauki and
we're watching
GDH.
Tauki's game.
Oh, okay.
This is not the game that was scheduled, but this is an incredibly important game anyway, so I don't really mind.
So Tauki's King Tower is now active. GDH is kind of in trouble here.
Yeah, it looks like this push is going to be defended. So I just want to quickly explain for anyone who's not caught up right now. The graphics say that it's Arctic Pole and Franco. That match will be kicking off at some point soon. However, the game that is on your screen, as you can see by the names in-game, is Tauki on the top side and it's GDH on the bottom side. If Tauki wins this game, or wins this series, he will go on into the semifinals tomorrow.
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm looking over, but okay, let's get back into this game. So 13:06 on that top left-hand side, and down comes the Golem. We do see another mortar being played here, bottom of the screen, and it connects to that right-hand tower. So that's going to be interesting. It is going to probably pull the Golem in that position, unless the Baby Dragon can finish it up before the Golem gets there. The bats do come down, and the Goblins are there. And
there we have it. So, as we were saying, that was not actually the game that was scheduled to be on stream. It is an incredibly important game. That was an incredibly high-value mortar. You don't usually see a mortar just blast off 3 or 4 shots uncontested like that.
Well, I mean, the Baby Dragon was there.
The Baby Dragon did come down, but the mortar got off a couple of shots before the Baby Dragon even arrived on the scene.
Yeah. Well, what this probably means is that we're going to be staying very up-to-date with the result of those games.
I hope so.
Because that is an incredibly important game.
Yeah.
But not...
It's worth mentioning that the game literally doesn't matter for GDH.
Yeah.
He's literally playing spoiler.
Out. Yeah, he's playing just to ruin Tauki's parade. Actually, he could just be playing to... if he wins... That throws a lot of spanners in the works.
Oh, he certainly does for Tauki, and then we have to figure out tiebreaker. And it depends on who wins the series that we are going to be putting on the screens momentarily. Because Tauki wins the tiebreaker against Arctic Pole. If Tauki loses that series and Arctic Pole loses this next series, Tauki goes into the semi-final. However, if it's Franco that goes through, if it's Franco that loses, Franco will win the tiebreaker against Tauki.
Yeah, but here we are with Arctic Pole and Franco, and we can see damage is getting done. We're down to 10 seconds left of regular time here, and the Bandit comes through. So it's heck of bridge spam here for Arctic Pole and Royal Giant and Furnace for Franco. And it does look as though Franco does have a little bit of a lead in this one, but it's still too early to tell.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a lead, but little is the key word right there. There's not too significant of a difference, and in this kind of matchup, it really can swing on a dime right here. But now Pekka is going to make short work of the Royal Giant, and now the counter push comes on in. Bandit's going to be there. The guards going to be doing a great job to deny this immediate push, but the Pekka's still very healthy right now.
Well, I think that Franco has a lot to deal with this. There we go, the E-Drag and, the E-Wiz and the Baby Dragon there, taking out the Pekka, even though it still had a lot of HP left. And we see the Fire Spirits here connecting with the Dark Prince, with the Baby Dragon as well. It is still relatively healthy at this point. Crossing over the bridge, does get taken out by that Bar Barrel.
Yeah, so pushes on both sides thwarted, but importantly, that poison is going to come down every single time these pushes happen. But here we go, Royal Giant will be dropped. The E-Wiz is going to be there to try and deny things right here. Pekka is going to get some hits in. The Barbarian with the E-Wiz might just block some shots, but the Royal Giant doesn't get a hit.
Didn't get a single hit there. The E-Wizes and the Pekka there trying to do as much work as they can. And for Arctic Ball, that is incredible. But look at this, the Baby Dragon, the Mega Minion, and the E-Wiz all make their way back through.
So low. They just don't have the HP to make it on through in the end there. Now the guards walking on forwards. They're going to be zapped. So they will get a couple of hits in, but nothing too crazy. And once again, the HP in these towers, just 60 HP apart from one another.
Yeah, I think one of the things here is that Franco really needs to stay in this left-hand lane, but Arctic Ball has a chance to switch.
So this is a huge moment right here. The Pekka dropped instead of as an answer to the Royal Giant. Hot dropped aggressively. This is a huge opening right now for Franco, and he's going to get some shots in.
1, 2, probably 3. There's a lightning. Oh, and it's so close. So close here. One more lightning will finish it here for Franco, and that will allow Franco to take the first game in this first set in this game.
Yeah, and that, you have to say, is a bit of a slip-up from Arctic Ball to play the Pekka aggressively.
I think he was trying to predict the Royal Giant coming down so that he could definitely shut it down. And there we go, the lightning finishes it up. Franco taking the first set there.
Man, Franco did not have a great start to this tournament,
no.
But today, Franco has turned things around. He took out WCG, and now 1-0 against Arctic Ball as well. He is looking at those semifinals with glee in his eyes.
I mean, wouldn't you if you were there? I'm trying to see. So the
hang on. I've just realized something. It's really important here. If Arctic Ball loses this series, he's just out. It doesn't matter whether Tauki wins or loses his series, because Tauki has the tiebreaker in that situation. So regardless of Tauki's result, he will beat Arctic Ball, win or lose. And therefore, Tauki's result doesn't matter if Arctic Ball loses the series. Arctic Ball needs to win, or he needs to go home at this point.
Wouldn't it matter for the standings at the end of the day? But I mean, that's
maybe it matters for seeding, but for Arctic Ball right now, the only way he makes it to semifinals is if he can beat Franco.
What I can say is that the Tauki game has finished, and I will try to get the results as soon as I can. As soon as we can get the results, we'll be handing those to you. Tauki and GDH have finished off stream, and I cannot tell, looking at them, who has managed to take it.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with esports players quite often. The emotions wait until finals, wait until grand finals, then the emotions can flow, but we're still in the round robin stage. There's not much round robin left. Just a few games remain to decide who will be moving on. Obviously, in case you guys have missed the rest of the tournament, it is going to be Efem looking incredibly strong. He's got his final game that's going to be coming up after this series, and we'll see if he's going to be able to guarantee himself that first seed position. WCG as well has definitely qualified for those semifinals. The only thing that remains is seeding between these players.
WCG, from what I gather, lost 2-0 to Carry.
Okay.
Does that complicate anything?
I believe that means that it's possible for him to go down to third seed instead of second seed. But that doesn't actually change the matchups.
Well, Carry is currently sitting in third spot, but I don't think our tables are completely updated.
We'll jump back into that after this game, because this is so important for Arctic Ball. He has to win this one. But here we go. We've got a clone on our Lava Hound connected to the tower already, and so many pups come down. Snowball comes in to try and allow this push to do damage. There's 2 baby dragons smashing onto the tower as well. It is going to be defended, but it's a strong push to start things off.
Yeah, that princess down in the bottom corner there, doing so much work against those cloned pups and the dragon. Just MVP in that defense engagement, as well as Dark Goblin. So we are actually going to see Franco play Spellbait here. Something we haven't seen all tournament, I want to say, on stream. We haven't seen the 1v1 matches with Spellbait.
No, not really. There's been, I think, 1, maybe 2 games total in the entire tournament. I don't even distinctly remember who played it though, so certainly exciting to see this coming on out, because it is such an interesting deck to watch, because it's such a different style to the majority of decks in the meta right now. Yeah,
a lot of the decks play these slow, heavy, kind of lead from the front and try to take everything. But the bait, there's so many tools in the game right now that can deal with it. However, Arctic Paul only has one of them. He only has the Snowball to deal with it. There is no zap, no poison, nothing else. The baby dragon can definitely help, but we're gonna see. Franco here loads up with the Rascals built from the back. Dark Goblin as well. So Franco here is expecting the clone. The clone comes down incredibly early, and a rocket comes out. That was a very, very early clone.
It was a really high-value clone, but it just allowed so much time for counterplay on the side of Franco, and now the barrel comes down along with the Prince Barbarians, who will be able to defend the brunt of the damage there. Absolutely even in this game. The Princess could be able to do a lot of work against these Barbarians. The Bat's not going to last long at all in that situation, and now the counter push comes on through.
There is a lot of stuff here, and with only Snowball, he has to choose his moment. He can only use the Snowball really to defend against the Goblin Barrel. So he cannot use it to defend those very heavy pushes.
The Barbarians come down to block the Prince as well, but he's connected to the tower. This is such huge damage. Snowball comes in, but another hit lands. That's going to be a rocket, and that is Franco taking this series in no time at all.
Franco taking it 2-0 against Arctic Paul. Franco is through. That was incredible.
That was a ridiculous performance coming out from him. The Prince coming through, the Barbarians all distracted by the barrel. None of them blocking the Prince, only the first shot getting blocked. And then the rocket to finish things off. Just magnificent play coming out.
I almost feel like that was unintended, but with the level that these guys play on, he must have known that the Barbs were going to come down.
Yeah.
He must have known that that placement would drag them all out the way. They parted the seas for that Prince to just come straight down the middle and take out that tower.
Yeah, and just all bailing to the back of the tower, avoiding blocking that all so important damage. And then the Prince got, what, 3 or 4 hits in onto that tower?
And that was it.
So much damage on it, and that's the thing. Cards like Prince, cards like Royal Giant, when they get 3 or 4 hits in a singular card, the amount of value you get for the elixir, those plays win you the game single-handedly.
Yeah, and I mean, unlike the Royal Giant, the Prince can generate value regardless of what he's doing. He's such a good card. He takes out, he's great defensively. Offensively, he's a huge distraction. Most people want to make sure you do not get that Prince to the tower. So it's such a versatile card. I'm still in shock that the waves just parted. The yellow-haired sea just opens wide around the tower, trying to take out the goblins.
And Prince Moses himself walks on forward on his horse. Well, I do believe, now, I could be wrong on this one. I just want to say that. But I believe that because of the tiebreaker situation, it doesn't necessarily matter what Tauki's result was, because if they are 3 and 4, both him and Arctic Paul, Tauki wins that head-to-head, which means Arctic Paul is going to go home, and Tauki will be the 4th seed.
We're going to go find out the results. We'll be back very shortly.